Good morning, it's Jilly Cube from the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia. I'm going to resin coat this piece of art today. So I have got the puppy at my feet again, so I'll try to make a little bed for him. So hopefully he won't lay on my feet and I can actually move. But anyway, we'll try and start. He's been taking up a lot of my time, as you know, with a little puppy. My husband's very, very good at helping out with all the puppy duties, because my husband John was the one that actually wanted this little puppy. So after losing my poodle, my other poodle, it was the end of January, the end of December, no, end of November last year. I didn't want to have another dog beside the one that we've already got, Bindi, the Australian Shepherd, but my husband decided it was time because Bindi was missing other dogs so much. So, okay, I'm going to resin coat this. I don't often resin things, but I have done this particular resin before and I'm going to try it again. It's just an easy 2-part mix, so it's equal parts of the gloss and equal parts of the hardener. So I've got it mixed up before. I can remember I did something, I added too much of something. So anyway, all it is, so I'm going to just use these cups as my guide to, because they've got little rings on the cups, so I will put in the resin. So I'm hoping that I don't measure anything, so I'm just hoping that I do enough to coat that piece. I'm told that you don't need much, so I have got my line on there and I'm going to just measure where I've got to put the other. So I've just put a line on the other one, so the same amount of lines on the cup. So not weighing anything or measuring. That's just not me, so I like to just eyeball it. So the same amount of hardener. There we go. That's beautiful. So this is the liquid gloss. My online people at Cabriole Shabby Chic sent it to me to give it a go. So I'm giving it a go, and as always I give a honest opinion of what I find. Now I have already used this on my wooden paddles and it's been great when I've done a wooden serving paddle on the end, so it is good. I found it wonderful. So that's the liquid gloss. They do sell it online at Cabriole Shabby Chic, and I think if you're in the US you can definitely get it because I think it's a US product. Where's the .com.au? I'll double check with that. But anyway, so without further ado, I'm going to pour the hardener into the gloss, and all of it this time, because before I missed out on and left a bit of the hardener in the cup and then poured the hardener just on my piece. But it still, whatever I did, it still went nice and hard and is perfectly fine. Now this particular piece of artwork that I did here, I will put the link up to that piece. It was all done with the Mont pouring paints. So I can't think if I've gone over anything with the Mont pouring paints with resin yet, so we'll just see how this turns out. I've got this little puppy chewing the laces on my sneakers. As my husband just arrives, it's been out all morning since early, and now he turns up when I'm about to do a video, but that's okay. I don't know if I'm supposed to leave this. It says to stirring Stanley, for a little, for 2 minutes, I think it said. But it's got lots of bubbles in, so I'm presuming that when I put it on it will have bubbles, so I'll just slightly put some heat on it, hopefully to burst the bubbles. See how it all works out from there. And yeah, see how it goes. Hi hubby, did you want anything?
No.
No? Okay, thank you.
That's a lot.
You're having some lunch, okay. All right, so I've given that a really good wipe over with a damp, moist, a damp soapy cloth. So if there was any residue of anything, hopefully it has removed it. So I just want to get my little scraper thing to I'm going to spread the resin out with my spreader if I can find it. Can't find it. Never find anything. If my son has taken it, I'm going to spifflicate him. Anyway, so here goes. Let's see how this goes. See how it spreads this time. Oh, there you go. There's our resident gecko making an appearance. I'll just grab my wider spreader. This little fella, you're going to trip me up. You've undone my laces, you cheeky little boy. He's doing really well, the puppy. He's just blending in so nicely with the family and our visitors that come. Oh, it's spreading nicely. Very nice. Well, I think I've got to work this a bit quicker because I could see that it sort of, didn't think it dried so quick, but there you go. Taking it over the edges, just hoping I don't get any dust or anything in it. I'll just go around with my fingers around the edges of it. I don't want to. I'm just running my fingers around that very edge. It's quite warm here today, obviously not like one of our summer days because we're in winter, but it's quite a warm day. Had some cold nights, but the days have been just beautiful. So, self-level, you little beauty. Oh, I've got some nice colours mixed up to do some pouring with today. Quite excited to get into some brighter colours, some nice colour combinations I have to pour with today. So, I'm just trying to quickly get this resin off my spatulas, and I'm going to give this just a little. I'm going to get rid of the air bubbles with my heat wand. Wonder Wand. Bubbles go, air bubbles disappear. Beautiful. It's lifted those colours already. Another thing I've forgotten to do is put my other light on that might show it. Oh, somebody's taken the plug out. Never mind. So there you go on that one. I'm going to leave that and hope that that coat covers nicely and move on to the next thing, because I've got enough there to do another little one. Yeah, I might move, actually I should have just moved that over. Yes, don't really want to get this on my fingers. So I'll move that over and I'll bring my next piece over, which is this one that I've got enough here, I'm sure, to put the resin on. Now I've gone and taken my gloves off. Silly Jilly. Silly Jilly. Okay, I might get this done. At least the top I'll get done with one coat. So this was MDF board. It was I think it was a Christmas decoration, if I remember correctly. It was like on MDF, so I just painted over it because it was really ugly. But I'll also try to remember to put the links up to when I did these particular pours that I'm resining, is that a word? Resining today. I don't want any on my fingers, so let's go, Joe. As you see, it sort of lifts the colours straight back up out of the work again. I need some practice with this resin because I haven't done much resin. I wasn't really interested in the resin. I mean, not even to coat it even, because I just love my pouring, and I usually do the wipe on varnish, which I've got videos of, and you just build up the coats and it's nice and easy, and it still is a lovely finish. So I will put some photos on at the end. Hopefully it all dries nicely. If it needs another coat, obviously I will do another coat, but I would definitely wait 24 hours to do it. That needs to go on a board so it doesn't stick to my sheet, which I should have got into straight away. Okay, there we go. So that's the resiny coat on it. And just give it a quick zip over with the Wonder Wand. So the Wonder Wand I get from the Capriole Shabby Chic online. So it's a heat tool, just a heat embossing tool apparently. So if you're looking for one in the US and can't get this particular one, it's a MOFA brand, then you look for heat embossing tool. Gotten rid of the bubbles. Got rid of the bubbles. I just want to show you, this was just a little piece that I must have done a pour on quite a long time ago. Just a little cup pour, I think it was. Turned out really nice and bright. But when I last did some resin, I just had a tiny little bit left. So I just poured it over this bit here. Just a little bit of it. Because when I went to a local art gallery up in the mountains here, it had some acrylic pours, but the resin wasn't all the way over the canvas. It was just highlighted through certain parts, and they were up for quite a few $1,000s, some meter by a meter. I thought, my goodness, but it looked effective with just resin in parts and not all over it. It was obviously something different again. So I just put the resin here. I'm not sure if you can see it very well, but yeah. So I'm just going to leave these to dry and put the links up to the original pieces of art, and hope that if you want to see either of those, you can have a look. But that was just my quick and easy resin coat of these two pieces. So fingers crossed that they will dry nicely. And yeah, there we go. So easy peasy lemon squeezy. Until next time, thank you for joining me. Thanks so much for subscribing to my channel. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. So be happy and helpful to one another, and stay connected with people if you're feeling affected by this isolation period still. So yeah, stay connected, peeps. Don't let anything get to you too much before you seek help. Okay, bye for now.